I'm Brad Randall. I was born and raised here in Red Willow County. My wife Adrian, and I have 2 daughters, and hopefully a week before Thanksgiving we'll have another one that we don't know what it is, but we'll find out then, I guess. I've served on the board for almost a full term now, and it's a big learning curve. There's a lot of things to get thrown at you when you first go on there. And I guess I've always thought that my responsibility as an NRD board member was to manage our natural resources for the most economic benefit of our area, but yet keep those resources available for future generations. And that's what I think we've tried to do as a board. That's what I've tried to do as a board member. And some of the challenges we face on the NRD board is that we deal with our information a year after the fact. We don't know in real time what we need to be doing for our allocations, what we need to be doing for restrictions, and that's some of the things that we do. We spend a lot of time being reactive as opposed to proactive. And right now we're working to be proactive to develop rules and regulations with a rolling allocation so that we can react a little quicker to situations. If we see that our lake levels are starting to lower, we can react a little quicker and try to do some things to reduce our pumping to try to help that. Another thing I think that we've maybe skipped a little bit tonight is we keep, I guess, maybe blaming the irrigator or putting this all on the back of the irrigator. And some of these compact issues, the irrigator is not going to solve on their own. And we've tried to address those issues as a board as well by doing some things to clean the rivers, clean some vegetation out, some of those things that I think have helped to keep us in compliance these last 3 years, and things are looking good for next year as well. And the other thing I think we need to point out is we can do a lot of things as a board, but if the good Lord doesn't send rain, we're going to be in a water short year. We can do a lot of things, but it's not us that fills the lakes, it's the Lord that fills the lakes, and it's the Lord that puts water in the rivers, and that's what keeps us in compliance. So with that, I'll go to questions.
Yeah. Brad, as you know, a lot of people are uncomfortable with the equity of the shutoffs that come with option 3. How do you feel we can restore the equity to those?
I don't think there's anybody on the board that liked option 3. We were presented with 3 options by the state, and we felt that we needed to have the IMP in place, so we had some of the other tools available to us. Repeat the last part of your question. I'm sorry.
How do you see restoring equity for those that?
Oh, and with the restoring the equity, I wish people could have been there for the discussion as we were getting ready to approve the IMP, because the whole discussion of the IMP was we wanted to be equitable, we wanted to be fair to everyone, and that's what now with our rules and regulations. The rules and regulations are what puts the teeth, I guess you would say, in the IMP. And with our rules and regulations, there is no reference whatsoever to a 10-2 area, to a quick response area. If we see that we're coming into a water short year, everyone's allocation is reduced. It's not a varying allocation depending on upland versus a 10-2 area. So I guess to restore the equity, I think we have the equity there now because our rules and regulations are what enacts the IMP, and the equity is in the rules and regulations.
Good evening, Brad. You said that you got over a pretty big learning curve in your current partial term. I'm wondering what was your single biggest learning experience and how you could use that experience in another term.
I think the biggest learning experience I had was probably a month after we were on board. We had the opportunity to go to Lincoln to the state NRD conference where we were able to meet with legislatures and other NRDs of the state. And going down there, I was hopeful that we could make some friends down there. We could talk to some senators, get some things done. And it didn't take very long to realize that we have no political pull where we're coming from. And I agree that I think this is a state issue, and I wish the state would solve it, but I don't think we'd like the way the state's going to solve it. But I think that was the biggest eye-opener for me, was when we got down there and realized that if we were going to solve this problem, we were going to have to solve it ourselves, and we were going to have to step up to the plate and do it ourselves. I guess in closing, I guess I just encourage everyone to get out and vote. It's been fun to be on the board at times. As Benji said, there's been some fun times, there's been some stressful times, but at the end, it has been a good opportunity, I guess, to serve the citizens of Southwest Nebraska, and I'd appreciate that chance again.